Do petty arguments with your partner feel like a ticking time bomb? Are you dreading the day until you hear they say the words, I think we should go our separate ways, or worst of all, this isn't working for me anymore? Just saying these words makes me want to curl up in a little sandball and just roll away. Let's be honest, many relationships fail due to various factors, and one of the biggest reasons for failure is what I like to call Betty's PPA. Petty preventative arguments. What's a PPA? Well, I had an aunt named Betty who would always argue about the smallest things. These arguments was easily preventable just by focusing on a few important things. So let's focus ourselves first, which brings me to the next topic called the importance of the relationship with thyself. Relationships are both simple and complex. The best way for relationships to thrive and weather any challenges is to first have a healthy relationship with yourself. I know you've probably heard this advice countless times, but it's really important. If I had the chance, I'd ask God to add, never start a relationship without having a healthy relationship with yourself first, as the 11th commandment, because trust me, even Moses would agree. You are the most important person in your life, hence why you need to ensure that your well-being is in top shape. It's like the saying that goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. Putting yourself first and focusing on your overall well-being can guarantee you the best possible outcomes in any relationship. I remember when I was a bit younger than what I am now, where I would place myself last in all of my relationships, which allowed my ex-boyfriends to just walk all over me emotionally, as I always wanted what was best for the relationship and not for me. Do you remember that one relationship that you gave your all and you've pushed your emotions to the back? You remember what happened when it ended? How did you feel? How long did it take you to rebuild yourself? This is the reason why your relationship with self is crucial. However, let's proceed. So, how can you prevent arguments from happening? Let me know what you think in the comments. Can you truly prevent arguments from happening? In a relationship, one person is often mentally stronger than the other. I'm not suggesting that you should ignore your partner's mistakes and red flags. However, it is important to show understanding from time to time. Remember, you are part of the connection, not the entire connection on your own. Do you understand? Now let's diffuse together with 5 powerful strategies of how not to become a Betty. Stick with me until the very end, as all of these are crucial for your personal development. Let's jump straight into number 5. Not everything in an argument is directed at you. Even if someone is speaking to you directly, they may be addressing you specifically. This is something that I've learned in my years in hospitality, where I had countless guests screaming at me because the hot water in the room wasn't working. Were they speaking directly to me? Yes. Were they addressing me specifically? No. They were addressing the problem by speaking to me directly. Do you understand the flow? This way of thinking will help you understand and acknowledge the importance that your partner may be dealing with, internal struggles, stress, and or anger. When they are upset about something, they may express their frustration towards you, even if you are not the root of the problem. Have you ever visited your partner and they're just in a bad mood about something, and every small mistake you did irritated them? In such situations, it's crucial not to argue back or try to prove a point, regardless of how upset your partner is. The best response is to stay calm and acknowledge their feelings by responding with, okay. However, if the situation involves any signs of violence, it's important to remove yourself as soon as possible and ensure the safety of yourself and others who may be vulnerable. Remember, responding with okay does not excuse any wrong behavior, but it can help de-escalate the situation and prevent further conflict. Just keep in mind that 2 wrongs don't make a right. This brings us to number 4. Don't control their life nor their choices. Many times in relationships, mainly females or women, often feel the need to control their partner's actions, like how much time they spend with them, their social activities, and even their eating habits. As a woman, I understand this desire for attention and wanting the best for our partners. But being raised by older brothers, I've learned from their girlfriends' mistakes, and I had the privilege to preview the dark side of suffocating your partners. The endless calls, countless times throughout the day, even annoyed me, and I wasn't the one in the relationship. However, let's smell the roses and enjoy the coffee, because we need to admit that we cannot force someone to meet our expectations due to their circumstances. You both have your own lives, backgrounds, and perspectives. Just because your partner doesn't meet your expectations doesn't mean they need to be controlled. Allow your partner to live their life and show you respect and appreciation. Allow the relationship to flow by removing control and expectations. It takes two to tango for a relationship to work. Live your life to the fullest and allow your partner to do the same. Should your lifestyle clash, it's okay to move on and find a better match organically. However, if there are significant issues in the relationship, stricter measures may be necessary. But overall, remember that your life belongs to you. Before we proceed to number 3, if you're enjoying this content and find it very useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. This way you will help me to make the world become a better place so many others can heal and make the dating world a bit less dramatic. Once you focus on your growth, it's essential to shift your approach in your communication. The less you say, the more you'll be heard. No one likes someone who's consistently nagging, talking, and always keeping them accountable for their actions. You are dealing with an adult who is well aware of their actions. If you keep repeating your partner's wrongdoings to them with no change in behavior, then the answer is clear. They unfortunately don't respect you enough to change, and no one else is to blame but yourself, as you consistently allow this behavior to continue. I remember I used to repeat my toxic ex mistake over and over again without seeing any change. I used to tell him how much I hated the fact that he never told me when he got home after a night out, when I used to always tell him about my whereabouts. And I got tired of it until I didn't address it anymore, which led me to take matters in my own hand and just leave the relationship. It's almost more than 5 years since I left that relationship, and it was one of my best decisions I've ever made in my life. So what's the advice for you to learn from my young, dumb, and fully in love mistakes? You speak to them about the same topic twice, and that's it. Do not repeat the same thing 3 times. Say less, talk less, and invest more in yourself, because people know exactly what they are doing. If you do this, your partner will come to you if they respect both you and your relationship enough. The moment they feel that you are drifting away from them is the moment they want to connect to you. Do you want to know why? It's simple. Because there's nothing sexier than someone choosing themselves, investing in themselves, and doing what's best for themselves without focusing too much on their partner. You are your top priority. This brings me to a very crucial, if not the most crucial part in a relationship, the power of observation. It's important to pay attention to people's behavior, as this can reveal their unspoken thoughts and feelings. The ability is something that develops over time. When observing your partner's behavior, try to avoid becoming too attached to it. I can tell you 20,000 stories when I just allowed my boyfriend to do his thing without me interfering, and it opened my eyes to the true perception of my relationship. This helped me determine whether an issue is related to me or if it stems from something internal. If it seems to be an internal matter, give it some time and space and only ask about it twice before letting it go. If your partner seems to have a problem with you, even when you are not the cause of the problem, it's best not to argue or try to prove your innocence. Instead, consider leaving the situation if possible. Stay with friends or family members, depending on the situation. Sometimes minor arguments may also reflect internal issues. If those close to you don't appreciate your value, take a step back from the situation to allow the real issue to become clear. Don't fight a fight that is not yours. Focus on your personal growth. which marks the final step in this journey. When you prioritize yourself and focus on becoming a better version of yourself, you are less focused on your partner. And when you focus on yourself, things become clearer and you start wanting what's best for yourself, understanding that your inner peace is more important than any external factor. When faced with an argument or a triggering challenge, you will know how to handle the situation at hand. Remember, triggers exist because you haven't healed that part of yourself yet. Your response to a situation will reflect how much you have healed. The more you are exposed to these kinds of situations, the easier it becomes to heal and move on. The moment I broke free from my toxic ex and to the idea of what the future of us being together would look like, that's when life became better for me. It wasn't sunshine and roses from the jump, but it was a journey of healing and cleansing which led me to an amazing place where I wasn't naive anymore. It took me to a place where I could recognize red flags and swiftly move from harmful situations before it could hurt me. And again, this is the best way to move forward, depending on the situation and the status of your relationship you are currently in. As we reach the end of this journey, remember, in toxic situations, you will always recognize yourself as the problem if you don't heal your triggers. This alone is a major issue. Understand that loving the wrong person is one of the worst things a person can encounter, but failed relationships are placed in our lives to learn from our mistakes and to grow. Healing starts with yourself, and the best response to those who hurt you is your healed version and a massive glow up. If you truly find yourself in a sticky situation within your relationship, know that you are just another part of this relationship. Instead of stressing and worrying, place that energy with self-love, meditation, walks in the parks, and treating yourself and overall self-care. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and share this with someone who might need to hear this. Again, liking and sharing this video will make us work together in making the dating world a much better place. Remember, mastering these tips isn't just about avoiding arguments, it's about nurturing a relationship where both partners can thrive. Stay strong, stay self-aware, and keep growing together. Until next time.